Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Lynn and I'm Pretty Papercrafts 67, and today I am going to share with you some projects for my design team project for Kerry and the girls at Which Craft Do You Do. I want to make some mini ephemera, vintage inspired mini ephemera, and I am going to use two kits from Which Craft Do You Do. The first one I'm going to use is the mini book set 1, and then I am also going to use elements from the July freebie, which is available over at the Playing with Paper and Glue Facebook group. So yeah, I will just get on and show you what I have made, and then I'll explain the printables. So I thought that these two kits just worked really nicely together. So the mini books, I have created a few of the mini books. They are a really sweet little project, and they would look lovely included in pockets in your journals. Now the difference in size, there are two different sizes that I have here. Only difference is that when I printed this size, I clicked that fit to page or shrink to fit or whatever it says. So it's just made them about 1/4 inch smaller. So that's an option. When I printed the second print that I'm using today, I didn't do that. So that's the only difference in the sizes. But I thought that the little mini books work really nicely with the freebie, the July freebie. So we're going to do a bit of that. And then just with the July freebie, I've just made some ephemera elements using that kit. So I love this kit, and for the style of craft that I create, these just work really beautifully. I just made a little book with this one with some coffee stained ledger paper. So the kits themselves, if you haven't seen them, this is the July freebie. So you get 4 file folders and a whole page of elements that work perfectly for a passport type style, very vintage. So we'll use some of those. And then the mini books kit is a 4-page kit. You get, I've already cut one, so you get 4 covers. And again, I've already cut one, and then you get 3 series of papers. You also get just a plain white with black markings page as well, so that you could do your own embellishment, or you could print that out onto coffee stained paper. I didn't print that one. Then you get a page of these gorgeous little envelopes, and then you get a page full of all these embellishments. So we'll put together a mini book, and I'll show you what a lot of these elements are, and then if we've got time, we'll put together some of the July freebies. I've already worked ahead of time, and I've got my file folders cut. I've put some sewing, and I've also got a lot of elements here already ready to go on the side. So we'll pop those away for now, put those away for now, and we will start with the mini book. So with the mini books, you have your line of papers, just like this, the inside, the pages of your book. Then you have your covers, and then there's some extra elements to put into your book as well. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to cut from my pages, and when you cut your pages, at the end of the print, there's a little bit of white section left. Now, you want to kind of keep that attached to your line of papers, and I'll show you for what reason shortly. So I'm just going to cut away this line here, and I'm going to cut away this bottom section here. I think I did cut that a little bit crooked, so this one might be a little bit wonky. But that's okay, we'll deal with that. All right, so what you're left with is strips of paper like this. So what you want to do is you want to fold along all of the fold lines, all of these brown lines, And I'm just going to kind of level up my paper to do that and fold down along there. And then just fold along all those lines for a start. I'm just trying to keep it as level as I can. That one. And then we've got this one. And I'm just going to fold that little flap as well. Now they are mini, so they can be a little fiddly, but just, you know, take your time, and the end result is so pretty. Okay, and then we've got 2 more folds on this one. And again, I'm just going to fold that little tab, the little white tab, because we will use that. Okay, so then you've got a fold on each of the lines, and I'm going to do the same on this one as well. I'm just going to level that paper up and make that first fold like that, and then we'll just work along and fold it along all those lines again. And how is everybody today? It's a little bit overcast today, so the unit that we've moved into is we're kind of the second unit in the block. It's a duplex situation. It's like we're living in like half a house. Very nice, very modern, but it's also very dark inside the house. So when it's a bit overcast like today, the house stays dark. But I guess that's what lights are for. I'm just trying to fold this last fold here. All right, so this is what you're left with. And now all I simply want to do is I'm going to, now I have to think, I've only put these together once. So I want to fold my pages like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 2 patterned and you're going to fold them together. 2 patterned and fold it together, and 2 patterned and fold it together, just like the pages in a book. And it's sort of like not an accordion fold. I don't know what sort of fold you call that. But anyway, so that's what you do. So I'm going to give those a really tight burnish just to make those creases nice and firm. Okay, so that's our pages done. Now just work ahead of time a little bit. I want to fold these flaps kind of up that way. I think it was Renee. Renee did a really good video on putting these mini books together, so I will link that below. Okay, so there's a floral image throughout the pages, so I'm just making sure I've got that the right way up. And there's a floral image here as well. So, okay, so that's the right way up, that's the right way up. Now we're going to come to our book covers. So I'm just going to cut 2 from the page, because I've only got the 2 books here. Now with my pages, I have printed those on just plain copy paper, but with the covers, I have printed those on a lightweight cardstock just to give it that little bit more structure. Right, so I'll put that one to the side, and I'm just going to trim these out. And then again, we'll do some folding along the score lines. One, and we'll do this one as well. Okay, just like that. Get rid of some rubbish. All right, so we've got our covers. Now again, like I said, we're just going to do some quick scoring along these lines. So all the darker lines that have already been put in place when the printable's been designed. So you just want to fold all along those. Coming into the spine area. And there's another one there. And then this one at the end. So that's number 1 and number 2. Got no fingernails. They all broke off when we moved. So 1, 2, and 5. So there's 5 along those covers. All right. So now I'm just going to fold where I've scored along those lines, and then we'll give those a good burnish. So that's your little spine area. Oh, I didn't even score that one. And then that one, and then we'll quickly do the same with this one. Little spine area. I'm not going to tightly burnish this spine area. I want it to sort of sit nicely like that. Oh, geez, I've left that one too. And that like that, and that like that. Okay, so the idea is that these will fold in on themselves like so. Give those a nice tight burnish. And that will be your little book cover there. And same with this one. They will fold in like so. I hope I'm on camera. And there's your little book cover there. Now, to attach our pages, what we want to do is, prior to popping them into the book, I'm going to glue the pages together, so you will get three pages per book. And I'm just going to take a section and just put some glue and fold that down on itself like that. And the same over here. And I want to fold that one down on itself like that. And then the same over here. And fold that one down on itself. So there you have your 3 pages. 1, 2, 3. And we've still got our little white flaps. I'm going to do the same with this one here. Fold that one over on itself, keeping the little flap away. Fold that one down on itself, like that. And again, this one on the end, fold it down on itself. Just like that. Okay, I'm just going to tightly press on that just to make sure that glue is stuck where it's supposed to be. We've still got our little flaps like that. All right, so now I'm just going to, oh, that's a little bit off there. I'm just going to cut that a little bit even. Where did I put my scissors? Where did I put my scissors? There. Okay, I'm just going to level that bottom piece up. Just like that. All right, so now to attach your pages into your mini book, all you want to do at this stage is you have this center score mark, which is, I'm not sure, might be 1/4 inch, might be a little smaller. And you kind of want to center your book pages into that spine area like so, and this is where these little white flaps come into play. So you're just going to pop some glue down on that flap, and you'll kind of, again, this is where it is a little fiddly. I'm just going to put some glue on the other flap, like that. Now just checking again that I've got the right way up. Yes, I do, because that flower. And then I'm going to pop the pages inside that spine area, just leveling it up as best as you can, about like that, and then just press your flaps down. Now if it is a little bit out, I don't think it matters. And then with this side of the book page or book cover, you're going to bring that over, and there you have your little book. So we'll just pop some glue down on here, and we'll pop that one over like that, give it a bit of a burnish. Like I said, I'm a little bit wonky with my pages, but it's all going to look really cute anyway. And then we'll fold that one over. And there you have your first little mini book. Isn't that cute? Okay, but there is some more embellishing, so we'll go ahead and we'll do the second one. Open it up again. We just want to put some glue on either of these white side flaps. And again, we're just going to level that up within the spine area. That one's a little bit out too. So I'm going to cut that a little bit straighter. Alright, and then, like I said, level that up in that spine area. And just lay your white flaps down like that. There's your pages, and then once again close the book cover up. And I'll bring this one over here. And the same on this side. Just like that. Just manipulate that, fiddle with that a bit to make it a bit straighter. Aren't they sweet? Aren't they lovely? All right, so then the girls have included a whole page of embellishing. So here you have some extra spines that you can pop on for, I did it with this one, where is it here? So I did recut another spine and put over the top of that one. It just gives it some more structure. So you can do that, or you can leave it just like it is. And these pieces here, these are used inside. So I think I have, without having to cut into this page, I think I have some left over from my first print. Yes, I do. And I do have another. See, I've got quite a few embellishments here yet. So we'll just use those for now. Alright, so I'm going to cut, I might cut this strip here. Trying to cut it straight. Okay, so that's number one. So you want a strip for each mini book. I'm going to do this patterned one here. Just cut these ends. Alright, get rid of some rubbish. Alright, so from watching the video, I'm not sure if these are meant to wrap completely around the book, but I'm going to just cut them down, cut them through the center. There's a sort of a score line there, but I'm just going to cut them through the center, and then these pieces will attach inside the inside cover, just to cover over that white section, like that. So we'll do those. And I'm going to get glue all over my mat. So just leveling that up top to bottom as best you can. That's a little bit shorter, but ink will cover a lot of that up. And that one, oh, that one's way off. Just like that sort of thing. So that just reinforces that inside. Oh, hang on, something's not gone right here. Oh, I think I've covered that. Yep, you want to kind of keep it on the inside of that score line of the cover. I think that's what my problem is. Yep. All right, so that's number one, and I'm going to take the same with this one. Now, as I said, I think in Reenie's video, she has used these a little differently, but I will link that video so that you can go ahead and have a look over there. So I'm just going to put that one along there. Again, I want to keep it just shy of that score line. Ugh. About like so. And at the back as well. About like that. All right, so there our little mini books done. So I've got 3 gluey there. Now you do get, like I said, you get a whole page of embellishments. You get some numbers, some words, you get some like identification, dates, and all these beautiful elements here. And oh, there's just so much option. But I also liked that the freebie, now where did I put my little books? The photographs from the freebie also work beautifully on there as well. So I'm going to fiddle with both, and I need to find, I'm getting a bit of a mess here now. I've already worked ahead of time and done some machine stitching around some photographs, just like that sort of thing. So I'm going to do a photograph on one of them. So I'm simply going to cut that away. So I thought he could look lovely there. And then in the, here we go, in the mini book set, you get all these names with like dates and reference numbers. So I'm just going to cut one from there. We'll just take this one here, the last one. And it will fit, I hope, fingers crossed. Photograph there, and that just down the bottom there. Isn't that cute? I love that. All right, so I'm going to pop that one in place. Just getting my glue ungluey. Hopefully it will work. Put some glue at the back of this one. And I'll pop that one in place up the top, about there. And then just the little nameplate underneath it. Isn't that sweet? I love that. And then you've got your pages inside. That's really pretty. So that's that one. Now this one here, I'm going to use an element from the kit, and I really love this floral, so I'm going to cut that floral away. Like that. I'll place that one there. And then what are we going to put? We might just put a little sentiment. I might just cut out this note. Oh, have I got it? Oh, yes, I do. Well, no, I don't. I've already used that word, so I'm going to cut from the sheet notes. So I think that looks lovely. So I'm going to have that up the top and just notes at the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Kind of do that and pop this one down the bottom. That kind of thing. And what else? I might just leave that for now. So that's that one, and then this one here. I am going to, I think I might put another photograph. I do have some cut here without sewing, so I might put another photograph and then maybe family tree or something like that on there. I'm just going to cut this middle one away. Put that one there. And pop that one in place. Put that one up the top there. Like that. I think that's straight. And then I'm going to cut family tree from the sentiment sheet or from the element sheet. Down there. And then along that spine section, I'm just going to pop, I think that will be too wide, but there is, let's see, here's a section of thinner dates. So let's just put in a date. Let's just go for this first one that's here. And I think I just would like to put that sort of like there kind of thing. Glue everywhere. And I'm just going to pop that there. Oh, if I can get it to straighten up. All right, so there we have it. There's our little mini books. Aren't they just sweet? I've seen mini books in a few other sort of creators have done many book digitals, but I've never used them before, so I really love those. So that is the mini book set number 1, And there's just so much more fun to be had in that little kit. But we will go ahead now, and I'll just pop all of these elements away for now, because I've got bits and pieces everywhere. So I'll put these to the side. And now I'm going to work with the freebie and make some of these little elements. So the first one I did was a little notebook, and I've just used elements from that kit to make like a little passport sort of style. And what I did with this one is I kept my file folders all in a row like that, or like that it would be. And then I've scored all along, and I'm going to glue them and fold them into a book, so that you've got a front inside cover and an outside cover already patterned type of thing. So I'm just going to glue these together. Just like that, and I'm just going to fold those over onto each other like that. And I'll just give that a really good burnish. And then folding that over onto itself again creates like your little book. So in this one I've got my gentleman photograph, and I've just chosen, so you get your photographs, you get your identification style, I don't know, even element, and then you get all these other bits and pieces. There's numbers, there's confidential identification archived, you get a list of signatures, and then it's just a brilliant kit. So I'm just going to pick elements from that now. I just have to scroll again over here, because I've got some things already sorted, ready to go. Over here somewhere, there's my photographs. And what else? I've got my pages cut for the insert, so that will go inside there. And I think that's all I have. So I'm going to take the lady picture, which I've just popped together. All I did for that was I took the photograph section and cut a photograph, and then sewed, or with glue I stuck it on, and then I've just sewn around it just for that texture. So I'm going to pop her on the front cover, or actually before we go that far, I want to do a little bit of stamping just to give this cover some pattern. So all I'm going to use for that is my Darkroom Door Number Melody stamp set, and I'm just going to use this big one here. And I'm going to stamp it with some black ink. Into my front cover. And the back cover. Just like that, just to give it a little bit of something. All right, now we're going to take our lady photograph, and I'm going to stick her on the top there like that. Just kind of there in the middle. I think that's straight. And then I'm just going to take, I've just picked, I think she might look like Sophie Dubois. So we are going to pop this little piece here that again I've just machine stitched around. I'm going to put that there. I'm just following along the same pattern as this one here. So we're just going to pop this one down. Like that. And then in the sheet are these postmarks. I really love those. Now I have used mine from the other sheet, so I'm just going to cut those out again. Now I did sew around this one, but this one I'm just going to cut in a circle and just leave it exactly like it is. I'm not going to sew around this one. A little bit wonky in my cutting. And this one I'm just going to place a bit of ink around that circle before I stick it down. And that's like a postmark of some sort. What does it say? Republic Francaise. So maybe French Republic, something like that. I'm not really sure. I don't speak French. Alright, so... and then finding the right way up, and I'm just going to pop that one sort of down there like that. All right, and then I just want a little word. I thought I did have some here cut. Let me have a quick look. Yes, I do. Got quite a bit of stuff cut still. So I'm just going to use... what's this one? So important. That could be cool. That says archived. We could make this one important, or we could make it, what else have we got here? Confidential, private, or just a number series. I might just put a number series on that one. All right, so I'm just going to cut from this little section here and cut one of these. A bit of ink. And I'm going to lay that one down as well. All right, so there is a little like notebook passport style, and then I've got my pages. And I will probably, as I've done with this one, I will just run machine stitching just straight down the center. Now in the back of this one, I've just taken one of these larger pieces, and I've just put that in the back. So I'll do the same on this one. And again, I've just worked ahead of time, and I've just machine stitched around the edges. And so we'll put that one down. And I'm just going to place that in the center, inside back cover. Just like that sort of thing. And on this one I put a reference number. So again, we will cut a reference number. Yeah, I've got some here. Or we could put a signature. Do we have Sophie who are we playing with? We're playing with Sophie Dubois. Do we have her? I don't think so. Maybe I've used it. And that's okay. We'll use one of these reference numbers instead. Just put some ink. Bit of glue. These are little. And I'm just going to place that kind of just in that corner there. Now, if it'd be lovely with some postmark stamps or different bits and pieces, some words from the tin hots would look really nice in there. This one here, which is called, what is this one called? I don't know. very popular. Oh, field notes. So I could always come back and do some extra hand stamping. But for now, that is a little, well, I'm going to call it a little passport. So we've got 2 of those. And again, ink all around and everything else. Bit of machine stitching. All right, so that is the first little one from the freebie. I've just got to make sure I'm not throwing away something important. So we've got our mini books. We've got 2 little passports. Now I'm going to play with, I just thought these were a really cute idea, just with some black cardstock, very easy. And I've just popped a little photograph inside of there. So I've just got some black cardstock here. And I'm basically, I'll use this one here. And I'm just sort of leveling him up to where, you know, that section sort of thing like that. And I'm just going to mark, say about there, and I'm kind of cut that down. Cut that bit off. And then I'm simply just going to turn it up about, oh, I don't know, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch, whatever looks right, maybe a 1/2 an inch, maybe about like that. We'll have a look. And I'm just going to quickly burnish that and just turn that up on itself, like that. And then our little photograph can just sit really sweetly inside there. And I'm just going to close it up with a little bit of washi tape. I've just got some Tim Holtz washi tape here, if I can find the end of it. Like that. I'm just going to cut a bit of a strip. About like that. And just wrap it around behind. And then I'm just going to go back to the mini book set, and I'm going to grab one of these little name plates, as I've done with this one, and I'm just going to pop that down on that little pocket area there. So I love many of the kits that I've worked with from the ladies at Witchcraft Do You Do. They are all so interchangeable. I love that you can just swap and change out different kits and they all just work so beautifully together. So I will also link Witchcraft Do You Do website. Anything that you would want for craft, you will find there. So head on over and check that out also. So again, I'm just going to put this little nameplate right in the front there like that. And then that's just another little idea of just some mini ephemera. How cute are they? You could, you know, pop them inside a pocket or make them a dangle, hang them from a tag, that kind of thing. So we've got 2 of those. Now I want to have a play with this one. So again, we're using another file folder, which I have just gone ahead and sewn. And then the 4th file folder, I'm actually going to close it up and make it into a journal card that will slip inside the pocket. So first thing I want to do is this tab at the back, you will see that. So I'm just going to cover it over with a little bit of just some coffee stained ledger paper. I'm just going to go to about there and I'm just simply going to place that over the top there and then cut it out. About like that. And I'm just going to, with my scissors, just cut around that again. Just like that. And it is a little wonky there, but that's all right. The magic of ink is brilliant. Makes it look really old and grungy. So when you close that up, you've got that section all covered up. It's not white. You could achieve the same by just printing on either side of your cardstock. If you were printing out your file folders, you could print a coffee stain pattern on the back. So that's what we've got there. Again, I'm just going to pretty much duplicate what I've done here. So along that top little tab, I'm just going to put a series of numbers. Where did I put my scissors? Here they are. So I'm just going to cut from here again. And a bit of ink. Like that. And I'm just going to pop that along the top of that file tab. About like there. And you'll see that there. And then, where did I put all my bits and pieces? Where did I put them all? Oh, here they are. So we've got one of these. So I'm going to follow along. So I've got one of these that I'm just going to cut out that I've already machine stitched around. Like this, and that is going to go about there. So we'll place that one down. Like that. And then I love, now I don't think, what have I got? No, I do want to use this one here because I just love the blue. There is one, now I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, I'm not even going to say, remarks, is it? Maybe it's remarks. Oh, that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. So I love this one's got like the blue ink. So I'm going to cut that away from the sheet. About that, and I'm going to pop that one there. I think that's gorgeous. I'll put a bit of ink. And we'll put that one down. Like that. And now with this one, I used one of those postmark stamp thingies again, but this time I'm going to go back to the mini book set, and I'm just going to use something from the elements there. And I really love that. So I'm going to, it's like a thistle, like an emblem of some sort, which I love. And I'm going to just trim that down just a little bit more. And give it some ink. And I'm just going to pop that one just in there like that. Just like that kind of thing. Oh, I love that. Okay, now what I want to do is take, where did I put it? Here. So that's our pocket. Now, once I have completed everything, I will machine stitch the pocket closed. But for now, we'll leave it as it is. So now I'm going to just make a little journal card. This little journal card just slips nicely inside of the pocket, like so. So that means I've got to cut this one down a bit. So, but before I do that, again, I just want to kind of line this file tab. Now with this one, I did use a bit of Tim Holtz paper. So let's see if we've just got a small scrap of that again. just going to put a little bit of glue down here just to cover up that bit of a tab. I'm just going to put that straight down there like that, and I will cut around that. That like that, bit of ink, and then I'm wanting to do this, but I'm going to have to cut down the edges, and I think it was about a 1/4 of an inch on each edge that I kind of cut off of the file folder, kind of. I am just eyeballing, so it may be slightly different to the other one that I've done, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be exact. So just cut it down like that. Like that. Still got your tab. Let's see how we went for size. Oh, pretty much the same. Oh, it's a little bit bigger. I might need to come down just that touch more on this one, just so that it will fit in that pocket nicely. Just take that little bit more off like that. All right, so what I want to do with this one, I just want to check that again. Yep, that's great. So that one belongs with this one. This one's going in here. So what I'm going to use for this one is I've got 2 of these little information sections left. I thought I've got this one here. Do I need that? We could put that on the back. I thought I had a photograph left here somewhere. I've got such a mess of bits and pieces everywhere. I thought I did. I've got these 2 without sewing, so that may have to do us, but I did think I had one more somewhere. Just bear with me. Maybe not. Maybe we did use them all. I think we might use this gentleman here. So I'm going to put him there, and I'm going to use this one here, Jean Dupont. I believe that sounds to me like a male. And then do I have a signature that will match? Let's have a look here. Samuel Adams. Oh, I can't read a lot of that. Or maybe we can't use him. We've got Juliet Belcher, but I don't have a woman. Well, I guess what I could do is I could cut from here, couldn't I? Let's cut this pretty lady from here. I'll do all this, I'll cut it, and then I'll find that last photograph, I bet ya. Anyway, that's all good. So I'm going to use Juliet Belcher. We're going to put the name, the information there, her photograph there, and then we have a signature for Juliet Belcher. So we're going to use that one. We're going to pop that one down below, and then we're just, this one here I've put identification, so we might put documentation. That could be cool. So we'll cut that away from there. And I'll give this one a bit of ink. I'll give them all a bit of ink, actually. Ink, ink. We'll ink this one. All right, and we'll lay these down. Put that one there. We'll put her photograph beside. About like that. And put the signature down below that. And documentation, will that fit there? Yes, I love that. If I can pick it up. And then again, you could come back and do some stamping, postmarks, or destination sort of city, towns, anything like names of towns, things like that. And then I'm going to pop or stick this card back down completely onto itself. Like that, close it up. And then once it's all dry, then I will sew around the edges just to give it that bit more texture. But that will fit beautifully inside of there. And what I wouldn't mind, did I put it on the back? No, I didn't, but I wouldn't mind using this last one here. And if it will fit, I'm just going to pop it on the back of my identification, or back of this little card. Just like that. And of course, inking all around and making it look quite vintage and grungy. So there you go. I will close that up with some machine stitching. I will machine stitch all around the little card. So there you go. There's just a couple of ideas for some mini ephemera pieces, which are such fun to make. And they're using the July freebie, and then I've incorporated the July freebie with some of the little mini book sets. So this is the mini book set number 1. Just beautiful. So lovely to add to your junk journals. Oh, and this one here, I just had a piece of corrugated cardboard, and I thought that looked really lovely as just a swing tag. So anything that you've got lying around the place that could be used. I love this. I love these kits. They are just such fun to work with. So yes, please do check out Which Craft Do You Do, the website. There's YouTube channel where there's some wonderful ideas. The Facebook group, Playing with Paper and Glue. The ladies supply freebies to Playing with Paper and Glue. They are available in the file section. If you're not a member, please come over and join. Wonderful, wonderful support. Terrific, terrific people. We're all very like-minded, crafty people. So you will be welcomed with open arms. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My design team project for Which Craft Do You Do, using the mini book set 1 and the July freebie. Okay, have a great day, everybody. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.